Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. My name is Amber. I'm the gallery manager here at 9th Street Studios. We are so excited to exhibit the beautiful artwork and this concept of the artist, Mr. X.I.M. You all know him as Anthony Campos. I will save all my thank yous and all of that for the end, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and call the artist up to the stage. Everyone.
A joke, but now I'm not going to do it anymore because I don't think I'm actually like super nervous. What I was going to do was say that I can't do this anymore because I'm nervous. You guys are all here, so I was just going to walk away. But it's not going to work out that way. First, before I start, I want to go ahead and thank Amber. I want to thank Becky and then the entire 9th Street studio for everything that they've done.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Sarah, you know, the way she felt the painting on the walls, I think they look super amazing. And just for giving me the show my artwork here, and for giving other artists space, you know, to show their work. So if you guys can please give them another hand. I also want to thank Danny Martinez and Raymond. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, to do this from day one. You know, meaning when I came here in Wichita Falls, you guys have been extremely supportive, loving, and you guys, I don't even know what else to say. You guys, it's just been awesome. Thank you so much.
Let's go.
And thank you to my family for coming from California. I appreciate you guys. And for the rest of you guys who have invited, strangers that I've met, you know, throughout these couple months, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And for those watching at home, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. My coworkers, family, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. So before I go ahead and talk to you guys about the meaning of the show, I want to talk to you about, first actually, the brand. So the X.I.M brand, which is what I believe in, and a brand that I created, which is, there's 5 meanings behind it. It's time is money, and we'll get into that. Time is money, 1,000 years in heaven, what else was it? 24/7, time is money, 24/7, 1,000 years in heaven, and I'm having a blank. What else was it?
But this is how it looks like. X.I.M, baby.
There you go. So I'm trying to remember, 24/7, time is money, 1,000 years in heaven, and X.I.M meaning you are the hidden treasure. So if you look at a treasure map and you see you're looking for the X, right? You're trying to maneuver around and find treasure. You are the X. So you don't have to look any further when you're the inside of you. So whatever it is that you want to be in life, or whatever you want to pursue in life, that's who you are. The other one was yin and yang. So I'm sure you all know what that entails. So yin and yang, the balance of positive energy, negative energy. So with that, I'll actually, and I hope you guys stay with me here because it's probably a little bit complex as far as me explaining it. So the X is the 24th letter in the alphabet. I is the 9th letter in the alphabet, and M is the 13th letter in the alphabet. Thank you, Angel. It's the 13th letter in the alphabet. So when I say the yin and the yang, so the I, you can turn it any way, right? And it's still an I. So if you turn it, it becomes a 6. So a 9 and a 6, which in a sense you can see the yin and the yang through that. The 24/7, I got it through what is it? X is the 24th letter, and then if you turn the I, again it's a 9, but when you turn it, it's a 6. So 6 minus 13 equals 7, 24/7, which is the amount of time that we all have each and every single day. So in my mind, I feel like whatever it is that we want to do, you know, to whatever it is that makes us happy and we want to pursue in life. So we all have, again, we all have the same amount of time. So there's no excuse as to, oh well, there's not enough time in the day, right? So that's that. The 1,000 years in heaven is, the way I see it, is X is 10, and then I is obviously 1 in Roman numerals, by the way, and then M is 1,000. So with that idea is 10 meaning you want to do the greatest that you can possibly can, you know, 1 out of 10, and then 1, just you want to be number 1.
Yep.
And not obviously within yourself, and if you want to be number 1 and you do the things that you want to do, then you'll encourage others to do the same. So that's how I see 1,000 years in heaven. So whatever it is that you want to do for the rest of your life, continue to do that on a consistent basis and do it every single day. And again, that's just my idea of what your 1,000 years in heaven might be like.
Reach, brother.
The time is money. I mean, that's pretty much, I guess, self-explanatory. X.I.M, time is money. And I don't mean to put it as money means everything, because money really doesn't mean everything, but we all need it. And if you continue to do the things that you want to do in life, whatever dreams you have, you do that, and eventually it'll come back to you in a form of money, or in a form of kind of what you guys are doing right now to me, right? So I feel like I've been able to inspire you guys, those who I know, and those who I don't know. I hope that you can see that my whole idea here is to inspire all of you, whatever it is that you guys want to do in life. So that's just the meaning behind time, X.I.M. So I've given you the 5 meanings behind that. So now I'll get into how I actually came with today's idea of D.O.S.E, which means dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Right, which is, yeah, it's an acronym. And I saw this somewhere on Instagram, and when I saw D.O.S.E, and I saw the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and I thought to myself, you know, I can make this as an idea for an art show. And D.O.S.E came to mind, so I felt I can give you guys a dose of me, a dose of love. And through that, we can actually do that by stimulating our neurotransmitters, and I'm wanting to do that naturally through my paintings, and hopefully you can see that. And I'll explain each. I mean, I hope I have enough time to explain each painting exactly as to what they each mean and what neurotransmitters behind each paintings. So before I get into that, I'll go ahead and tell you the story, and then we'll go into possibly each painting to help you understand each of them. Now, the reason my painting journey actually started in 2016, and this was when I was living with my children, and I'm specifically saying that year only because that year for me it was like the worst year of my life, although it was. But I feel bad saying that only because there's other things that people have gone through in life that I can't really compare to what I've been through, because my life, to be honest, has been extremely great. It really has. We all have our ups and downs, you know, whatever it may be. But for me, I really can't complain much. But for that year specifically was was a huge turnaround for me, because that year I lost my job. That year I had to move out of my condo. Sorry. I said I wasn't.
Hold on. We got you, bro.
No, I'm not. So that year I lost my job, and then I had to move out of my condo because my room rented out. I had to move back in. Obviously, that's super cool because it's their home. So, sister, and gratefully she was able to give me a room to live in with my kids, and I didn't like to be in that position only because I don't really like depending on anybody. I like to do things on my own. I like to think for myself, and having to, knowing that I lost my job, and then I had to leave the place I was living at, and then I had to go live with my sister, and my other sister, and my other brother. I love my family to death. I just like to be independent. I like to be on my own. I like my space, my peace, and there's a specific environment that I enjoy living in. And the environment that I was in wasn't that great, at least to me, again, because I like a specific environment. So that year is when I actually started painting, and I started using acrylics. I didn't like acrylics anymore, so I went to oil paints, and only because acrylics dries way too quick. But then I also did find a way to slow down the drying process by adding glazing medium. So I have a few paintings out there that have that, but all of these in here are oil paints, and I enjoy doing oil paint because, again, I can maneuver the paint and move it however I would like. So thank you. So again, so that year is when everything changed. I started painting, and I was just thinking to myself, why am I in this position? Why is it that, I guess I was asking, why is this happening to me? But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily happening to me. It's just, I guess, part of life. Jobs lay people off, especially when you work for a company that's not yours. So since then, that's when I just decided to pursue painting, because I wanted to do that independently and make a career out of it. And I can hope that, right now I can see, honestly, this is, to me, it's a dream come true, because I would have never thought that I would have been in this position. Although I did think about it and felt like, okay, this is where I want to be. I just didn't think I was actually going to be here 5 years later or 6 years later. But I wish you guys could all feel what I'm feeling, and I'm actually getting the dopamine and D.O.S.E. So I'm definitely getting that. I'm also getting the Oxytocin, the love that you guys are all giving me. I'm getting that as well. The other neurotransmitters, we'll get into that. So again, so being in that position made me want to pursue art and wanting to do it full time. Right now, I have a 9-to-5, full-time job, which I'm extremely grateful for. Again, there's people at my work watching right now, so thank you guys so much. It's a super, super awesome company. Again, I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful. But in the future, what I want to do is I want to just pursue art, and I feel like it is happening little by little by doing this. Because if I never started any of this paintbrush, I wouldn't be in this position to begin. So the fact that I took that step to make it happen, again, 6 years later, I'm here now, and I hope that another 6, maybe another 12, 30 years later, whatever, I'm doing many, many, many more galleries. So that's what I'm hoping for. That year, other than starting to pursue painting, I was also thinking to myself, why is it that certain people are a certain way? So what I went through was because of what certain people were doing, and I was just thinking, why are certain people a certain way? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why are people mean, or why do people talk to other people a certain way, or do things to each other? on the streets or whatever it may be. I just never really. So I just started I picked up books. I started reading, and again, this is how this idea came with D.O.S.E. And the more I read, the more I understood that what people do to you, it's not something that you did to them. It's actually really a projection of themselves. So, and I've came to understand, okay, I'm not going to be upset at these people for what they've done. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try to understand why they're in that position and why they're doing certain things. And to be able to understand that, then you'll be able to talk to people a little bit better and understand them better. Because if you react in a way where you're upset about it, or why did you do this to me, or whatever it may be, sit down with that person and talk to them and say, hey, why is it, what's going on, what did I do to you, can we talk about it? It's communication. That's what it really is among all of us. We always have to communicate with each other. Whatever anybody did bad to somebody, it's important to ask why. You should never react in a way where you're just upset because of what they did. Understanding that people shouldn't do certain things, but again, you want to try to understand their mindset. Try to understand why they're in that decision. Maybe there's something that's going on in their life, right? And you want to help them out, right? So that's that. Again, what happened to me that year, that made me open up books and try to understand the mind and the behavior of people, and why is it that certain people do certain things. So once I started understanding, I guess in a sense, the brain or how it works, and like I said, what other people do to you is a projection. And then I started doing things differently. So from that year till now, I started changing myself for the better, and treating people or doing things differently when I speak to people. I always say hi to people, I smile at them, and that's only because people always thought that, well, I don't know now, but some people thought that they thought that I was just like, and I'm not at all. Don't let the tattoos fool you. I just enjoy art. So it has. If I don't smile, it's not because I'm mad or I don't like you. I'm just walking down the street. I don't know what else to do. So I'm in the same planet as you are, right? So again, I started doing things differently and acting differently towards people, and talking to people a lot more, and really trying to be there for people who are going through certain things, because I wouldn't want somebody to be in the position that I was in, because the position that I was in had me thinking unhealthy thoughts, and those thoughts weren't great at all. And when I started thinking those thoughts, I started to pick up books and try to understand things, because again, I wasn't in a really right state of mind. So doing these things, you're going to see that your life itself will change as well. Maybe some of you already do it now, maybe not. Maybe I can inspire somebody today who's probably going through something. I'm probably not even telling my story like the right way I should be, but there's so many things going on in my mind right now, so I'm going to do my best to explain it right. The whole theme, again, it's D.O.S.E, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And the way you can get your dopamine, which is the reward chemical. If any of you are aware or not, it's the reward that naturally is through things. For example, things that I've been doing. I've been planning certain things, and once I finish a specific goal, it makes me feel excited. It makes me feel awesome. It makes me feel like I've accomplished something. So that itself is already giving me dopamine. I believe even if you do things for others, I believe that will also give you high levels of dopamine as well. But you don't obviously just want to stop there once you complete something, or you want to continue to keep on going and just pretty much never stop.
Yep.
Never stop. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, you want to continue to do. As long as you don't give up, I can almost guarantee you that you will accomplish. If you're not, and maybe something's not working, great. If not, maybe move on to something else, but never give up and just continue to do things that make you happy every single day. So that's what dopamine is. Oxytocin, I'm sure you guys know, is the love drug, the love chemical, which that one is these are all, by the way, produced by the central nervous system, and the oxytocin facilitates childbirth. So that's obviously where the love comes from. So when you have children, or when you see children, even adults, it doesn't necessarily have to be children. You give them a hug, you say a words, you try to listen to them, you talk to them. All that itself, you're already providing love. And again, I said this earlier, the fact that you guys are here, you guys are already providing me with that as well. The serotonin, chemical neurotransmitter, that one is the mood stabilizer, and the way that you can get these neurotransmitters naturally is by exercising, maybe eating a certain food such as fruit, chocolate. I think even having a glass of wine helps with that. Running, talking to somebody, if you're feeling down, all these things can naturally stimulate your neurotransmitters. Now, endorphins is the pain. I think it's the pain chemical where you're able to deal with pain, or if you're dealing with pain or discomfort, certain things that you can do is exercise. Again, and all of these, as a matter of fact, they all correlate with each other, but they all have their own special thing with what they do. So the endorphins is the pain one, the discomfort, and the way to increase the levels of endorphins is by, again, exercising, running, lifting weights. Talking to somebody about anything, whatever it may be, if you're feeling down. What else can I say about this? I feel like I have more to say, but sorry, I don't remember.
Well, I feel like it provides a lot of energy, a lot of positivity, like a lot of encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'll speak about a few of these paintings. This first one that you guys see on your right is, I call that one.
His flowers.
His flowers. Sorry, thank you. His flowers. So this is actually a story from a coworker that I knew from a while back, and it's her cousin. And what he did, and this is actually part of the dopamine one. And what he did is, at the age of 9, he got an award for kindness, or he won some type of contest for kindness. And I thought that was a pretty cool story, because we definitely need more, especially children, more humans, to continue to provide that to us on a daily basis. There's really no other option. At least that's just my opinion. There's really no other option than to show kindness every day, even to a stranger. It doesn't matter who it is. So that's what this one is. It's dopamine, and I named it His Flowers because I believe it's very important to give the flowers to those who are here right now. Don't wait until they're dead. Don't wait until any of them, because it just wouldn't make sense. You want to appreciate that person now. You want to thank them right now, and you want to tell them that you want to tell them that they are loved right now, and it's everything that they've done or anything that they do in life to make the world a better place is never going to be overlooked. I could talk, just because you guys can turn your head, I'll speak about the paintings that are here. Now, the one over there on the right, on this side, it's my daughter, and I named that one Self-Love First. And the reason why I named it Self-Love First is because I believe you want to instill in your children to love themselves first before others, because if they don't love themselves first, how will they ever be able to love anybody else? Right? So you want to make sure you instill that in your children, and you let them know to love themselves first. Obviously, you never want to speak down to your children, although I've heard many stories about how certain parents speak to their children. You know, unfortunately, maybe those parents have gone through certain things as to why they speak to the children that way. You know, I'm sure that's what it is, but it's important for us who are here and those who do have children. You want to make sure you tell your child and you speak to your child. What I would think is the right way is always communicate, not yelling, because to me that's equivalent to hitting your child. And that's, in my mind, that's never a good idea. It doesn't do anything. There's literally no communication. It's just an innocent child who came into this world, you brought them into this world, and how are they supposed to know what they did wrong if you just want to go, you didn't hit them or spank them or yell at them or whatever it may be. That's not going to benefit them in any way, shape, or form. So that's why I named that one. That's my daughter, by the way, Abea. And I put the blue hibiscus flowers. I believe it symbolizes beauty and purity, so that's why I put that in there.
Can we do Q&A? We got 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's fast. I kind of just want to keep talking. Okay. You guys have any questions?
I have a question.
Better be a good one.
Do you find a lot of relevance with your the way that you paint compared to like is there a connection with your connection of what you paint?
I mean, the way I paint, I think I understand your question. So the way that I paint, I mean, I'm not really trying to have a specific flow as how I paint. I just paint. What I really focus on is what I'm painting and why am I painting it and what's the purpose behind it. If that answers your question. Does it answer your question? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you get more gratification from finishing a painting, or is it the process of actually, painting it and trying to think of what all you want in it?
That's a good question. The gratification part, I believe, comes from, I would say, I guess, yeah, during the process as I'm painting it, maybe the finishing part, not necessarily, only because I feel like they're not always finished. I'm never actually extremely satisfied with it. But I heard from YouTube, there's this video, this guy that I watched, he's an amazing painter. I can't remember his name, I'm sorry. But he says he says the time he knows when he's done with the painting is when it doesn't frustrate him anymore. I thought that was pretty cool, so I actually started implementing that myself. And again, I don't ever feel satisfied, or like when a painting's, if I've completed a painting, I'm not necessarily satisfied, but once I know it's stopped irritating me or stopped frustrating me, that's when I know it's complete.
Got a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you make so much
So much what?
kid art?
Kid art.
Oh, kid art. I'm sorry, yeah. That's a very good question. I make kid art because I make kid art, or I put kids in my paintings because I love children. I love kids. The kids are our future. They're our future generation. Going back to what I said earlier, I believe it's extremely important for every single parent to speak to their children in a specific way as far as helping them understand and communicate with each other to not only help, not only for you to understand your child, but for them to understand you as well, and both on the same page. So, and I want to represent that again through Mara, which is why the one on the back with the girl, the instructions included. Although I've heard many times where parents say, well, there's no instructions included when having a kid. I mean, at the end of the day, you decided to have a kid. So I truly believe, and these are my personal beliefs, that what I wrote on the back of her shirt are values and morals that we should instill in our children.
I think Andrea had a question too.
Thank you for asking that question. All right.
What were the logistics of you learning before you have a home? Did you really learn living while not having your own house? Were you like in a room?
No, I mean,
Sorry, that's a silly question.
no, it's not a silly
I was
question.
thinking,
No
I know-
question is silly. I've started painting since excuse me, let me rephrase it. I started drawing since I was 9.
Okay, so you have a painting.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I know I have a couple more minutes. But let me go back all the way to the beginning. But real quick, I did start drawing since I was 9, and I just started painting 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I just went ahead and took a step forward to something that I've always enjoyed doing.
Sandy.
When you were learning about the neurotransmitters and brain function, did you come across information about how certain color contrasts stimulate different parts of the brain?
No.
You did it. You did it.
Good question though, but no, I didn't.
You did it on your own.
Well, you hit it intuitively then.
Thank you.
No, but it was kind of like an intuition that you knew, kind of like, right? Like, what to feel.
I guess. I was really just trying to put also the color, complementary colors to each other. But, I mean, it's, I guess, but sorry.
No, it's awesome. You did it on.
Thank you. Any other questions?
One last question. So much work that you've done, so much experiences that you've been through. Is there one painting that you will, like, pretty much eventually let us all know, like, man, like this is it based on you?
Sorry.
Go ahead. Pretty much, is there something that you pretty much later on will envision that you wanted that just include as a
Final
piece, like a good piece, like I mean, all of these are good, great pieces, but I'm just saying like something like that you would. What's your future on? Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a question I can really answer because I just paint and paint whatever comes to mind. And if I have a specific theme that I want to put out, then that's what I'm going to do. It's a never-ending process. My goal is just to continue to paint pretty much every single day until the day that I leave planet Earth. Thank you guys for coming so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Anthony. It's been a real pleasure getting to spend time with your work and your mind and your super kind spirit. Just a quick story. So all week I've been working on hanging this show, and Becky, one of the owners, would ask me, like, is he excited? I'm like, I don't know. To be with someone so peaceful all the time, I'm like, I don't know. My excited kind of looks like panic. It's all different. So it's been a real joy and an honor to get to host this, his first first solo exhibition. It's a huge accomplishment. And so with that, we do have a special guest that wants to say a couple words.
Hello, everyone. Those of you look familiar.
Hold it up to your face.
Okay, but for those of you who don't know me, I am Haley, Anthony's girlfriend. Thank you so much for being here. I don't feel like I have any words to express how much it means you guys all being here to support Anthony in his first art show. Anyways, I'm going to make this fast because I don't want to steal his spotlight, and in case you can't tell, I'm so nervous being up here. Anthony, you did awesome. Yeah. So, with that being said, I think it's safe to say that so far it's been successful because nobody has been slapped up here. Not to throw that out there. But in all seriousness, I just felt compelled to come up here and tell you how proud I am of you.
Got this, girl.
I've been watching you pursue your passion every single day for the last almost 5 years, and it's extremely inspiring. I can't tell you like how many nights I would have much rather watched my Dodgers play, or in your case, your Lakers. But I have to tell myself, art comes first, Anthony's dream comes first, and here we are. I don't know if Anthony mentioned, but we moved 14 months ago from California, and the art community here is like amazing. Like, and we came from LA, so not hating on LA, but just the people. Danny, like, he was one of the first people we met, literally like the first week we were here. He wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all you guys. So anyways, I think that's all I have to say. But I wanted to present you with something to commemorate your first art show. With that being said, I'm going to pass it on to Avea. This is his youngest daughter. And I'm going to introduce Jalissa. Jalissa is his eldest daughter. But I get it. I'm not good with the stage. That's why I'm like, Anthony did awesome. So she has a few words to say, and I'm so proud of her because this is a big deal. So thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Avea. I'm here to tell my dad that he did so good on his art show and tried his best.
You're good, girl.
older brother is about to turn 2.
Alright, see?
Well, you guys are still there. Thank you for coming. Sorry, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.